say, um, first of all. And then let's start doing this. Number 5, I believe, was the first one, right? So, oops. Let me erase all that. So number 5, let's label this. And this is little b, so I want little a or bc. So a sine 93 equals angle B I can find, sorry, I didn't find angle B, so it's 180 minus 58 minus 93 equals 29, so this is 29 degrees. B, which is 16, and then sine 29. And C, I don't have, well, C I don't have, but I have the angle. And I want this guy here, so I don't even need C, so I can use these two for my proportion. This one's simple enough, right? 29 cross multiply equals 16. Divide both sides by sine 29, and we're good. So little a equals 16 times 93, sine 93, enter 15.97. We're going to divide that by sine of 29, and we get 32.95, 32.96. I don't know what the question says. Round to the nearest tenth. So that should have been 32.96. Okay. 5 is done. What's the next problem? 8. Okay. So 8. Same thing. Label first. Little a, little c, little b, and when we want angle c. We want this angle right here. All right. So 26 sine of 103. Little b is 24. We don't have the angle for b. About c. I have little c, which is 6, and I don't have the angle. Okay, so I have everything for A, and then C, I don't have the angle. So I can use this and this for my proportion. So I cross multiply those two, I get 26 sine C equals 6 sine 103. We're going to be using the inverse because we want the angle, so let's get there first. So divide both sides by 26. All right, so let's get that. So 6 times sine second function 103, enter, we get 5.846, blah, 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 divide by 26, and this is what I get. So sine C equals 0.22485463. Now we're going to take the inverse, so of 0.22485463, and that's going to give us angle C. So angle C is whatever that is, or 0.22485463. Enter, we get the angle as 12.99. They said rounded to nearest something, and that's going to give us 13 degrees. Okay, that was simple too. I think the next one is 13. I'm not sure. Yes, it is. Okay, so 13. I need some room, so I'm going to put 13 here at the bottom. Let's circle it. Seems like we need everything from the triangle, so let's draw the triangle. So angle C is a big angle. Okay, so that's 145. So my triangle's have a little curve. So let's call this C. Let's call this A, and let's call this B. Let's see if that works out. So little b 7, little c is 33. So c is there. I have everything from C and a little bit, half of B and nothing of A. So A sine of A, I don't have anything. B, I have 7 sine of B. And C, I have everything. 33, 145. So let's start with obviously this one and this one, right? And once I find the angle B, I can find angle A. So that's what we'll do. So cross multiply, right? And then we get 33 sine B. Divide both sides by 33. So let's see what that gets me first. 7 times second function pi 1 each 145. Enter 4.015 divided by 33, and we get 0.1216677729. Now we're going to take the inverse. Let me write that down. 0.1216677729, and that's going to give us angle B. So angle B is 0.1216677729. Enter, and our angle for number 13 is 7 degrees. So if you round this, right, it becomes, so angle B is 7 degrees. If you round it, right? So they say round to nearest tenth, yeah. So that's angle B. So if I have angle C and angle B, I can find angle A. So 180 minus 145 minus 7, and that's going to give us that angle A is 28 degrees. Okay, so I can come back here to my proportion, take that A out, and write 28. And then I can now find little a. Okay, let me erase that. And again, this time around, I'm going to use this one and this one. So a sine 145 cross multiplies 33 sine 28. This one is easy. Divide by, sine 145. Divide this by sine 145. And a, let me write that a little bit lower. A is just all that in your calculator. So 33 times sine 28 is 15.49, etc. Divide by sine of, what is that number? Sine of 145. Divide that by function that 145, and we get that rounded to nearest tens 27.01. Little a is 27.01. Okay, so there is all the values of that triangle. Okay, for numbers 13. Yeah, it's just a lot of calculator work if you think about it, right? It's pretty easy. Just a lot of calculator work. That's, I think, where difficulty. So I got lucky on 13, but what we should have done, so let's draw the triangle. So 73-degree triangle. That's 73. Let's call this B. So the little b is on this side. That's 5. And A, let's call this A here. And that's 7, and this is C, and that's little c. Okay, and I drew it this way because now I don't have to worry about, looking at the triangle from a different angle. So what we should do here is, first of all, see if we can make a triangle, right? So remember, it's H, B sine of A. Now it's this, right? When the triangle was like that, triangle A, B, C, right? So we use the sine of this angle and this side here. So in this case, we're going to do H equals 7, right? Because that would be the little b over here. 7 sine of 73. And we get, multiply that. 7 times sine, 7 times sine 173, and the height is 6.69. So we're going to leave it at that. Right, now we want to see if this guy here, right, so we're going to compare that 5. Remember when we compared, so I'm going to draw H from this triangle, right, we would do We compare A and the height, and we compare A and the B. So looking at this, our triangle here, we're going to compare little b to the height and little b to the 7. Right. So let me change that. Right, 6.69. So in this case, little b is 5. So let me change that to 5. Sorry. Right, so we're going to change these to 5s. And notice that this guy here is less than the height, and it's also less than little a. So if both of them are less, guess what? There's no triangle to be made here. Okay, so you just got to get used to what happens when the letters are in different order. Okay, but it's the same thing. It's just the same side always. Right, we're talking about this one, and sine of this for the height. And then when you compare, we're comparing this guy here, right? So this guy here, we're going to compare to the height and to this side. Okay. All right, so that was 14. Okay, 14. Just a second. Hannah, make sure mom's phone is on. I'm on this private phone. All right, so sorry. So 13, I completely forgot, and we didn't do that. So what's the next one? 23, 20. Let's do this in order. Sorry. Chairs, bad chair. 20. Let's take the number of triangles that can be formed given that. So we're not. What do you call? We're not finding any sides. So we're doing basically what I just did, and trying to see if it's one triangle, two triangles. So let's draw this out. So we want to draw it. Angle, it's 29. So here's a triangle. This is angle A. And we know that little a, this guy over here, is 17. Now, I want to make C over here so that D 18. So these are the three numbers I'm going to play with, right? So I'm going to check if this is greater than, if this side, little a, is greater than C. So we're going to do the comparison between A and C and A and H. So that's what we're going to do, right? And then depending on the relationship, we determine if it's one triangle, 0 triangles, or 2 triangles. So we need the height. So again, height is going to be sine of 20. So this guy here and times the sine of 29. So it's 18 times sine of 29. That's going to give us our height. 18 times function 1 sine 29, and our height, it's going to be 8.73. Okay, rounded. So we have a triangle like that. So let me switch 0.873 over here. I'll put 17 over here. C is 18 and A is 17. So now 17 is less than C, but 17 is greater than the height. So when we have this, sorry, what number are we doing? We're doing 20. No, we're not, because I have no idea. I'm doing 21. Hang on a second, guys. I'm doing 23. I'm doing 23, right? Yeah, I'm doing 23. I was supposed to be doing 20, but I did 23 for some reason. Okay, so in this case, we have 2 triangles. Okay, sorry. Now I'll do 20. Oh my God. So for 20, angle B, so I'll make angle B the corner B, right? The corner one. All right, and then we have little b, which is 22, and I'm gonna make angle A here so that the other side that I have, which is little a, stays over here. Okay, so we need the height, and again, height is gonna be what's angle B? 33. So it's going to be sine of 33, right? And we're going to multiply that by this guy here, by 27. Okay. So we get 27. Sorry. 27 times sine blah 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 123, and we get that the height is 10.55. So let's compare. So we're going to compare this guy here, 22, we're going to compare it to 27, and then we're going to compare 22 to the height, which we just found, which is 10.55. So 22 is less than this, than 27, and 22 is greater than the height, 10.55. Okay, so it's also going to be two triangles. Okay, 2023, and we did nothing with two triangles, so we'll work on that on Monday. All right, and then 25. Now 25 is easy once we have that little formula, right? So area equals half times the two sides and the angle between them. So half times 11 times 11 times sine of 99. So that's how simple that is. So 11 times 11 times second function pi sine of, what is that, 99, and that's going to give us, divided by 2, that's going to give us 59.8 rounded, so the area is 59.8 centimeters squared. Okay, so if there's anything that's actually going to give you trouble is drawing the, like for example, let me go back up here, drawing these triangles, right? So remember in class, if we go back to 20 or 20, let's go back to 23. When we talk about in class, right, we draw triangles A, and I believe this was B and C. So this was little a, sorry, this was little a, this was little b, this was little c. So to find the height, right, from the perspective of this triangle, was height equals b sine of a, right? So now when you have different triangles, and like 22, or sorry, 20, like, we just do 20, like 20, so b takes place of a, right? So this little b here is 22, and then notice that 27 here, I put it over here, and if I put 27 here, that means angle A over here and angle C here. And you'll do the same thing. So if you think about it, height is going to be b, and in this case, b in this triangle is 27, right? And then sine of whatever that was, 33 degrees. Right, same position, just different letters, etc. So you just gotta have to work around that. Okay, I think that's it. I feel like there's more. No, that's it.